UFL fans, it's that time of week. By the time this video gets up and running, it'll be Friday, very early Friday morning, which means it's already game day. That's the good thing about this league this year. We have games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let's get to it. Picks for the week. For week 3 of the UFL. The Friday night game, tonight's game. The home opener for the 3-time defending champion, Birmingham Stallions. They will be playing against the 2-0 Arlington Renegades. This should be a good game. I think this week we have bookends for good games. On one end of the book, you have Arlington and Birmingham. 2-0 and Luis Perez versus the Birmingham Stallions. Stallions fans, I'm going to be pretty blunt. The weather tomorrow is supposed to be around, about 7 p.m. your time. It's going to be about 60 degrees. And I think all the rainstorms will have passed by during the day. It should be very comfortable tomorrow in the stands. You're raising a third banner. You're hosting a 2-0 football team. Show up. I'm sorry, you guys gotta show up. I've been hearing nothing about, sorry. Birmingham's a great place for football. Birmingham, Alabama, this. We've had this spring league, that spring league as well. Listen, 3-time champion. Show up this year. Skip Holt says you have a better team this year. And Alex Magoo is back. Show up. Because I'm going to be blunt. If the fans are to come out for a 3-time champion, it is a red flag for the league. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but let's call it as it is. We're in our 3rd year now with this. Stallions fans, show up. And by the way, this is going to be a good game, but I'm picking the Stallions to win. Wonder how Alex Magoo will start this week. He had the shoulder problem last week. Corrales came in and did what he had to do. Did a good job. Got him a victory. This should be, I wouldn't say a very low scoring game, but I am calling it 20-16 Birmingham to win this game. Should be a good game now. Magoo versus Luis Perez, not a bad way to start the league. Start the week. The Saturday game. The one Saturday game, which will be at 2:30 p.m. And by the way, tomorrow it's the first game of the week on Friday night. Saturday game will be on ESPN. 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. Whoo boy, the Houston Roughnecks at Memphis. Memphis, I'm going to say the same thing for you. You seem to have a very small, die-hard fan base out there, which I appreciate. Kid Wisenhunt's back. He looked good last week. I know you're 0-2. But you're a better team than you were already last year. And you're playing against a team you can beat in the Houston Roughnecks. And I'm taking the Memphis Showboats to win this game. Sorry, but C.J. Johnson's teams offensively are boring. They're inept. Even though they played well defensively last week. And if I'm C.J. Johnson, I am playing a hurry-up offense. Enough of the Buddy Ryan stuff, dude. You guys have been terrible. I'm hoping this could be a good game. Hopefully for the right reasons. and not for the wrong reasons. I am going with Memphis to win this one. I'm going to take the Memphis Showboats to win 18-12. Sunday games, we have a doubleheader, both on ABC. First game at Ford Field, the Michigan Panthers are taking on the San Antonio Brahmas. Very interesting. A.J. Smith is gone as the offensive coordinator for the Brahmas. They're 0-2. Their offense doesn't look good. You know what? Wade Phillips' defense hasn't looked good either. Michigan laid an egg the home opener against their rival, the Stallions. Panthers fans, show up. Please. Show up. You have a good team again this year. With a better quarterback, with Bryce Perkins. I am taking the Panthers, the home team, to win this game. I don't like what I see with San Antonio. This could be a 24-9 game. I'm going with the Michigan Panthers. And finally, the bookend game of the week. 3 o'clock. At the Dome of America. My DC Defenders against our arch rival, the St. Louis Battlehawks, and what we could call the best rivalry in the league, because this rivalry goes all the way back to 2020. 2-0 DC, 2-0 St. Louis. St. Louis gets its first real test. DC has already beaten the 3-time champions. St. Louis fans, we're relying on you again to draw another big over 30,000 crowd. Hopefully I see 35, 40,000. But I hate to break your heart, but I see, despite the fact that Greg Williams is no longer the defensive coordinator, because he's got all of a sudden, his son Blake Williams will be taking over. I think DC's been playing with a chip on his shoulder since that championship game. St. Louis has looked good, but you look at who they've beaten. The Houston Roughnecks the first game. And they did it in last week's big home opener win. I'm going DC to win. And that may be a biased answer, but I like what I've seen from DC. Their offensive line has played very well. That was the biggest suspect this year, was that offensive line. What DC needs is to get more stuff out of their skill receivers, out of the skill set. The receivers, the backs. Even Jordan Tamu has looked unsharp at times. I mean, last week he had about 3-4 passes. He had him wide open, and he missed him. All the receivers dropped him. So St. Louis needs more out of their skill positions. But man, I can see this being like a 23-19 game with DC winning. So those are my picks for the week. For week 3 of the UFL, let me know what you think. How do the Defenders play with no Greg Williams? Do they keep the momentum going? Do the Brahmas get momentum without A.J. Smith? Can Wade Phillips turn his ship around? Can the Birmingham Stallions draw a crowd that a 3-time champ should be drawing? Can C.J. Johnson's offense look like they have a pulse? You guys let me know. For the love of football, we'll talk to you later.